Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Durango Real Estate Update. I'm your host, Dan Korman, broker-owner of Alpenglow Properties, a full-service real estate firm in downtown Durango. Today I'd like to talk about home safety with you. And while all of this information is deemed reliable, I cannot guarantee your safety, so if you ever have an issue that you're unsure about, it's best to contact a licensed professional to come take a look. So, have you ever been sitting in your house when something went wrong and you went and thought to yourself, this is fine, right? Well, as a tenant, it's imperative that you inform your landlord of safety issues immediately in writing so that you have a paper trail in the event something happens. But if you're a homeowner, you have to make a decision, right? You have to make a decision whether to fix it yourself or hire a professional to come perform the fix for you. Many subtle things in a home can lead to safety issues. So here are 3 things to keep an eye on in your home that may pose a safety threat in the future. Number 1, electrical issues. So electricians have jobs for good reason, as this is one of the most dangerous parts about your home. You will generally have 110 volt currents throughout the house, along with potential for 220 volts at larger appliances such as your dryer or a hot tub. 110 volts is plenty of electricity to cause serious harm, so please do not attempt to perform electrical fixes in your home without the proper education. If you do plan to do some work on something broken, such as a hardwired smoke detector, your thermostat, or a GFCI, please be sure to turn off the breaker associated with that unit at the breaker box. Other clues to look out for that may be cause for concern are a buzzing behind your light switch when you turn it on or off, sparks when you plug something into an outlet, or if your lights are flickering without touching anything. Any exposed wiring should be in a closed junction box, or at the very least be taped up with electrical tape or covered with a wire nut on the exposed ends. I highly recommend contacting a licensed electrician for any and all electrical issues. Number 2 might be a little more palatable for a DIY fix, but you still want to be cautious when dealing with tree limbs hanging over your home. These can be dangerous, especially if they're dead or rotten. Life in Colorado is mixed with bouts of extreme weather, and heavy wet snowstorms, something I hope is coming soon, is one of the main culprits of your tree limbs snapping. I've seen tree limbs in my yard over 8 inches in diameter, which is heavy enough to do major damage to a roof or cause serious injury. Things such as your chimney, roof penetrations, shingles, eaves, and gutters are all items to keep an eye on, and if a limb is indeed anywhere near these items, it's probably high time to take care of it. If that limb is pretty substantial, it's not just, couple of inches, then I recommend calling a local arborist to evaluate and assist in mitigating any potential threats. Safety issue number 3. This one hits close to home because when I bought a house in Durango, my house flooded within a month. So in Colorado, we don't really think about water as a major issue, but water is one of the most detrimental elements to houses. Water poses safety issues to homeowners in several ways, including but not limited to roof leaks, foundation penetration, drainage issues, lack of ventilation, and systems such as wells, pipes, and your hot water heater should all be checked annually. When you see a little mold in your bathroom, that's generally from lack of ventilation and can be spot treated generally with bleach or another antifungal cleaning agent. But if you see mold in your foundation, in your roof rafters, in the attic, or any other area that generally shouldn't have moisture, you need to have a licensed contractor come evaluate the situation. With the incoming winter months, it's imperative to start thinking about winterizing your irrigation systems, disconnecting hoses from their hose bibs, and buttoning up any exterior deterioration that may be exacerbated from the snow and ice building up. These are just a few of the major safety hazards that you'll find as a homeowner. So if you ever want to discuss your home and how to keep it in tip-top shape, feel free to reach out via email or on any of our social medias at Durango Brokers. Thanks for watching, be kind to each other, and stay well.